My name is Tori Lee Rhodes, and this is my essay. What does it mean to lead like a woman? In order to answer this question, I first have to tell a little about myself. I am a United States Marine Corps disabled vet, a civil servant, a parent of 2 older kids, a middle-aged transgender woman, and from my decades of experience and observations of behaviors of others, I have come to observe a pattern of differences between the leadership styles of women and men. While these are merely generalizations of my own personal lived experience, I believe what I have observed is relevant as a basis for a distinguishable difference between women and men. I say this while recognizing that individually, everyone is on a spectrum of leadership styles and behaviors regardless of their gender. I've lived as an observer in both worlds for a considerable time, and I believe that we've all experienced varying examples of women in leadership roles throughout our lifetime. When we think of women leaders in our lives, we think of our mothers, aunts, sisters, caretakers, professors, physicians, doctors, therapists, managers, as well as our peers and work associates. What I've come to observe as a common theme among women leaders is how their style of leadership most often imitates the very definition of servant leadership. My experience has observed that women tend to present themselves as servant leaders as opposed to the more common autocratic leadership style utilized by most men in positions of authority. When I say servant leadership, I don't mean to imply a subservient or submissive style of leadership, but a style of leadership that presents itself as a caring guide, an involved mentor, and a praising coach. When women lead, they genuinely do so with the well-being of their subordinates in mind. Women tend to be more considerate of the impact their decisions have on the ones they are hoping to motivate to perform, and they are more willing to make accommodations in order to support their staff throughout the performance of their responsibilities. I've come to observe that often when women lead, they do so with the intention of seeing the growth of their subordinate staff. Women seem to be more conscious of the tone of their voice, the words they use, and how they project their needs and expectations to their subordinates. When women lead, they genuinely concern themselves with their influence in the community. Women leaders seem to be more mindful about how their decisions impact their customers and the environment around them. I've observed that women leaders do so with the care and grace of a mother who hopes to ensure their impact on their community will make the environment a more peaceful, pleasant, and orderly place for families to raise their kids and support their elders. True women leaders utilize their superpower of emotional intelligence to discern the attitudes, intentions, and character of everyone around them, and they can use this information to make predictions of their audience in order to finely tune how they plan to communicate their goals and intentions. Women leaders understand the value of empathy and its ability to build powerful and genuine connections with those they interact with. Women leaders seem to lead from the front or alongside those they are leading, and in so doing, they communicate a more respectful and equitable relationship among those they are leading. Women's leadership, when done right, inspires growth, inspires connection, and inspires respect. Respect not just towards themselves, but among each other, regardless of position or a level of authority. Women tend to utilize leadership through grace without the need for dominance or authoritarianism, not because they can't be dominant and be a dominant and aggressive force, but because they choose to utilize the more difficult path of motivating through guidance, coaching, and encouragement over the easy path of domineering and control by given authority. When women lead, they do so with the comprehension that the next generation is observing them as an example of how to be a leader, and they take this responsibility more seriously than a more autocratic leader would. These observations are not to diminish the value of male leaders, but to highlight what I've come to see as some of the common traits among the many leaders I've witnessed throughout my life. I hope that these observations clarify the need for more women leaders, as well as the need for more men to respect and emulate these valuable qualities. I hope that you take with you a renewed appreciation for our women leaders, and that this inspires you to take up the mantle to become leaders yourselves. Thank you for listening.